So today I'm headed out to go pick up the wheels for the C5500. I took the steel wheels out to have them sandblasted and painted, and I dropped the aluminum ones off to get polished. So we're gonna go pick them up. We also have to pick up one tire because the drive tires I'm using off my rollback had one mismatch on it it was in bad shape and needed replaced. And I think I found a replacement that's close to the same tread pattern, looks pretty good. I think it'll work out okay, especially for the caliber of truck that we're dealing with. I think it'll be just fine. So we're gonna get over here, get a look at it, and get our wheels picked up. Hopefully everything works together. I got balancing beads coming. I got new valve stems here already. I'd like to get the wheels on. Let's get them on. Let's see what that truck looks like. I can't wait to see what it looks like. That truck's gonna go for sale, and if it doesn't sell as a cabin chassis, I'm gonna bring it back in the shop. We're gonna get a brand new dump bed for it, and we're gonna bolt it on there, and then it'll be a lot more money. But it should be more attractive as a truck being complete too. So let's go get our wheels. I was able to pick up this tire. It was reasonable. It's an import tire, but it's got good tread. There's no patches, no holes, no damage to it, so I think that'll be all right. Picked the wheels up, and unfortunately that was a disappointment. I dropped off 12 and only picked up 8 because the other 2 aluminums for the drives are not done, and 2 of the steel wheels are not done either. So yeah, that was a big letdown. So I guess I won't be getting all that done, and these are not really dry, as you can see by my pants. So we won't be mounting any tires on the steel wheels today. We'll have to wait until a couple days until everything dries. So the 2 steer tires came out, steer wheels, rims, whatever, came out okay. I mean, they were pretty rough, a lot of pitting, but he got a lot of it out, so they came out okay. The painted wheels, I don't think I'll do this again, because there's so many missed spots. There's like no paint in a lot of places. If you look down in here, you'll see there's that ledge, there's no paint on it, and they're all like that. I got more paint on my bed of my truck than on there. You can actually see how it's running down there in the on the cardboard. Yeah, I guess as much as I hate to do this, I'm gonna have to start sandblasting and painting all my own stuff. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna mount up these tires to the steers, and I use Murphy's tire lube for this, and because I don't use it a lot, I usually pour some in like this is a Duke's jar from mayonnaise, or whatever you guys call it, and I just put that in there. I cut a slot in the top. I just put it down in so it's not, if it falls over, it doesn't spill nearly as badly, and I can just take that off. I just put some in, mix it up, and lube up the tire bead really, really good on both sides. I like to do the inside as well, because you're going to be pushing on that inside of that bead when you put it in. And then take the tire over, push it on, and give it a jump. Okay, now if that's on, we'll do the next step. Next step is my balancing beads. I buy these in bulk. I have my wife weigh them out. This is 6.5 ounces for a 19.5. Just lift it up. I don't leave the bag in there. Just take it out. And I lay it down gently so I don't lose any of the beads. Then I'll start working my tire over. I don't like doing aluminum wheels because I'm always worried about scratching them. But these were pretty rough to begin with, so I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. Get down here, push down on it. This is the worst part of it right here. Lifting that tire up, not scratching that. $115, you're almost there. Michelin wants 120 psi. All right, so there's a second one on. There'll be two of them. We checked that one for leaks. It's good to go. We'll get this one, get it all checked for leaks, and then we'll wash the tire real good, and we'll get it put on. Well, I got the tires on, the wheels on. It turned out pretty good. Truck looks so much better with aluminum wheels. I think the tire that I chose, you know, it's not a perfect match, but it's comparable. At least it's not completely odd, you know, completely different. So, I'll give you a little better idea what it's going to look like once we get her outside. So next I'm working with the front quarter fender. The quarter fender on this truck had damage. You remember back from the old videos from when I first got it. It was cracked, it was broken. On the way home it came loose, it was banging against the cab. And it had been replaced before, but you can see what the damage was here. It was broken here where there's a mounting tab, broke off, damage here. Not only that, this was a repair. You can see right here where they tried to repair this cutout. This is where the mirrors would mount on this truck typically. However, U-Haul and their infinite wisdom ordered these with mirrors mounted to the doors instead, which if you've ever driven a C4500, 5500 with the mirrors out here, you'd love to have these, because at least the ones that are on this one, they don't shake nearly as bad as these ones do. Well, I went to one of my properties and I had another one of these trucks, and I thought, well, I'll just take that quarter fender off and make a plate to cover that, and I did. What I did with that plate, it's laying around here somewhere. There it is. Made an aluminum plate. We would just go over here, we're going to double side sticky tape it and put a decal on here, like, you know, Trucks by J.C. Smith or something. And I'm all thinking we're getting close to the end, so I go ahead and close the hood down, and found something I didn't know about these trucks. A C45-5500 quarter fender is different than the 6500 that this came off of. As you can see, there's like a 2-inch gap here. There's about a 2-inch gap down here. So either, I know the hoods are different on a 6500 than they are on a 45 or a 55. The 45s and 55s are sloped more and they're lower here, but I believe this part, they're made pretty much the same. The difference is in here, the 6500, apparently the cab's a little higher maybe, and the hood's set higher, I'm not sure, but it doesn't work for sure. So I was able to locate a used one instead of trying to fix that one, and you know, I got the one that was actually U-Haul specific, so it doesn't have the cutout for the mirror. And it's dirty just from handling it and the mud flap and all that, but they wanted $140 or $100 if I took it off. And I said, man, for 40 bucks, I can take that off. It only takes like 10 minutes. So without being any further ado, let's get the other one off and get this one on so my wife can get this thing cleaned up, because we're just about done here. So now we'll have to get all this cleaned up. I'll wipe it down real quick just so it's not as dirty, but get my fingerprints off. It'll get the full detail once we're ready. All right, moment of truth. Let's make sure it fits. If it does. Oh, look at that. Just look at that. That'll be just fine. The front bumper on these trucks are just awful. And this one's no different. If you remember when we first got it, I said this is a plastic cover. And it just looks kind of crappy. But I don't know if we're going to change it. We still need to get these decals off. Really, we should. There's a orange one underneath that. I really think for the caliber of build we're going for, it's worth it. And they just put a thin layer on top of that orange when they get ready to get rid of them. So not too horrible, but hey, the quarter fender looks good. The body line looks good. It matches good. Meets up good. That's adhesive right here. Yeah, there was a stripe and adhesive. So they put this white layer over top of the orange. I tried to pull the white layer with the orange, and it worked some, then it didn't. So you gotta remember, this bottom decal's been on here since 2004, 2005, somewhere around there. And that's a lot of years of sun baking on it. Well, I got pretty much all of it off. There's a little bit here and there. I had the system down a lot better on this side. I got it started, and I would heat on the top that I was pulling and just keep heating that line. And it still took me an hour to get this side off, and I'm still stuck with this. That obviously, when I took it off, I could see that it had been a third layer put on this, and this just did not want to come off. So I figured I have to fight with it. Now I do have a 3M decal remover that I'll try on this and see if that'll make it a little bit easier for what's left. But you can see the difference in how much adhesive it took off on this side. All this is adhesive that's left, so I'll have to get all that off. So this is a 3M eraser wheel, we call it. It's meant to take that adhesive and decals off. And you can see I've started at the top and started working my way down. This is how much decal adhesive is left. It's a lot. I found that when you use this and use it this way, you have to find the right RPM where it's fast enough to do what you need, but slow enough that you're not tearing this up, because it will fly apart and you'll use it up quick. I've had this for a couple years, actually more than that, probably like 5 or 6 years. We've done a lot of decal removal. It gets tougher down here where your hand wants to stick. I'm using my hand to steady the gun. Probably get a light, we can see this better. Just gonna go right here real quick to show you how nice of a job it can do in this real heavy stuff. And if you go slow enough, it doesn't hurt the paint. And then once this is done, we'll take a little acetone. You'll have some spots where you have to go over, like it builds up, and I keep going down to push the adhesive away. Like in here, it gets a little thicker, and over it here. Anyways, I'll keep going on this. A little acetone. on a rag. That'll get the rest of it. I'm using acetone, but you got to be careful that you keep it moving, because if you lay it in the same spot too long, you can hurt the paint. The rag starts to deposit the glue. Just flip it over. There we go. I think that will do.
Well, we're finally bringing it out of the shop so I can detail it, and I think he's going to pressure wash. I don't know, a few other things, but get it buttoned up. The aluminum wheels do look nice on there. It did add to it, that's for sure. Tight fit here as usual. Okay, time to get busy before it gets too hot.
I pressure washed this, and as soon as I did, the pollen started falling. Look at that. Everything's got a green cover on it. That's a stinker. Woo wee! Look at this. Holy smokes.
I don't want to leave the doors open too long or it'll be covered.
Yeah, it'll be covered in green pollen.
It's from those pine trees.
Man. Boy, I'll tell you what, this camera does not do it justice. It is beautiful.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I like it. Oh yeah. Alright. So, the best detailer in the West.
Well, that's true. Because I ain't in the West.
This is the part she hates. Windows.
Well, I do those last, obviously. So.
It doesn't last because you end up getting dressing on the stuff. This makes it worse. And usually, like, I'll have to do the windshield because it's got crud all over it. That's okay. It's coming along. It's coming along. Pretty soon. You know what would make this look better? The only thing I can think of that would make this truck look so much better.
What?
Sitting in somebody else's driveway.
I thought you were going to say, put a Ford emblem on it.
No. Nope. It's pretty good. Looking good. Cleaned up underneath the hood a little bit now. Got to do my part up here. I got to get this windshield. It's got crap on it. I have to get a razor blade, get up there and clean it. Well, well, well. Would you look at that? I got to tell you, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. If you remember what we started with, this was an old U-Haul truck. It had 23 feet of frame, 23, 24, something like that back here. And we cut it all off, and took it all apart, cleaned everything up, repainted, moved, revamped, recreated, whatever, and turned it into what you see here. And I'm 90% happy with everything we've done. There's a few things I would do differently next time if we do this again on one of these U-Hauls. But that's what it is, live and learn. Every truck we hope to get just a little bit better and a little bit nicer and a little bit easier and a little bit better procedures. That being said, I think I'm pretty happy with the transformation. This was a success in my book. I think this is going to make someone a very nice little truck. Let's talk about the truck itself. It's a 2005 GMC C5500, 8.1 gasoline engine, Allison automatic, hydraulic brakes. GVW is 20,000 even. That makes that thing possible of putting like a 10-foot dump bed on it. That's the way it's designed. I've got it set up so you could easily put a dump bed on it. You could put a flatbed with a gooseneck, a fifth wheel, haul your RV, put a sleeper on the back, whatever. There's plenty of frame there. If you don't know what we did, there's a whole entire playlist on this truck, and it'll be a link at the end of this, one of those icons of the playlist that you can click on and follow this thing from beginning to where it is now. I got to thank Peter Zila for helping me with this. He helped me with the steps, and he also helped me by giving me my crash course on TIG welding so I could do that fuel tank deal we did there. So I'm very happy overall. It's a really nice truck. Goes down the road really good. Runs, drives, steers, brakes, all of that. And the air conditioning's cold. It is a work truck, so it's got some imperfections. Of course, I'm in the shadow here. It's hard to show you that. It's got a crack here and some, scratches and bumps and stuff like that. You expect like a work truck here, but overall, she's definitely a good solid running truck. These are just cosmetic things that don't hurt the functionality of the truck in the least amount. It turned out really well. I'm happy with it, and I'm gonna offer it up for sale for a few weeks, and if it sells, fine, that'd be great. If it doesn't, our next step will be probably to put a dump bed on it. I got to tell you, the more I drive this truck, more miles I put on it, the more I think about I should probably dump one of my other trucks that I'm using and keep this as a daily. Put a flatbed on it that dumps. That would suit me well. Put a gooseneck in a flatbed, and it would serve me as a gooseneck hauler and a dump truck all in one, and that'd be okay. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We're going to offer up for sale. If it doesn't sell within a few weeks while I'm finishing up what I'm working on now, we'll revisit it. If it does, fantastic. Over the years, I've had a lot of people leave comments where they want to know where they could find my trucks for sale. I don't want to clutter up my channel with truck sales. I want to keep this channel nothing but truck builds. That's what we're doing. We're just going to focus on just building trucks here. Building trucks, welding, fabrication, that kind of stuff. And of course, repairs and diagnosing stuff. But so what I decided to do was create a channel that we can just showcase trucks that we're going to sell. So this will be the first one that'll be on that channel. That channel is called JC Smith Truck Sales. So it will showcase each truck that we have up for sale as I'm able to put them up on that channel. There'll be a video walk around and everything, the details, the specs, and so on, as well as what it costs to buy it. Just understand, guys, my trucks, I put a lot of effort into them to make them the best they can be, at least the best to my ability. And I don't work for free. So my trucks are always for sale, but they are never on sale. So if you're looking for a steal of a price, it's probably not going to be my truck. But if you're looking for something that has had my type of attention put into it, well, it might be a truck for you. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, I'll leave the playlist at the end of this video. So if you haven't seen it, you can get a look at it and you can watch this transformation of this truck from beginning to end. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.